Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 3 of the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Prodigy Discs. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk. Your two windblown geese out here.
We're just trying to migrate. We did make
just
it.
Flying into a headwind and not moving. We have just watched, or I hope you watched, Kristin Tattar take the solo lead after 9 holes with 6 strokes back starting, trailing Ella. So impressive. 5 down out here in these conditions.
And I think she is currently tied for the hot round right now. We had Haley King shooting hot for a little while.
Haley at 4.
Okay. So Kristin Tattar with the hot round to move into the lead. Ella Hansen playing solid, but kind of having to work for her pars. Needs to string together some birdies to keep up with Kristin's pace.
And you want to get them in the woods before you get out into the open and into the headwind holes.
Yeah, hole 10, 491 feet. This is one that everyone can birdie as long as you don't go left. Just put it somewhere right in these trees or miss a little right if you're going to. Your second shot could be opened up perfectly for a forehand or backhand, but it is going to be a technical shot. You're going to have to flex something more than likely. This green is hard pan, and you don't want to come in too hot because it drops off behind the basket on 2 of the sides. Can be tricky for putting. Let's watch Evelina on the chase card.
Wow, that is a powerful shot. It's too far to the right, but it's huge.
She's got a little gap, it looks like.
Yeah.
Standstill sidearm, also good power.
Mm-hmm.
Giving herself the putt for birdie.
Love Evelina's putt this year.
Yeah, a nice rhythm to it. And that was a nice aggressive putt as well with the drop off behind the basket.
Definitely. Kristin going orbit grace. You could feel the wind on this one coming from the road. I felt mostly like a right to left, but it was kind of swirly.
When my card came through, it was dead calm until we started throwing, and then it was just this crazy cold headwind.
Yeah.
It was weird because the sun was super warm, and then it was like a really freezing cold headwind.
Holyn with that ESP drive. Hyzering a little bit too much to the left, but hopefully she's still in the short grass. That's pitch up land if she... Whoa. Owen really turns this thing over. Birdie probably out of play, but never count Owen out.
I feel like going from the huge drives at Lake Waco to these technical drives at the Beast, like everyone just seems like they're struggling a little bit.
Gotta have it all, turns out, to win this tournament.
How do I throw flat or a hyzer again? I'm not just ripping like flex shots. Look at this technical shot.
She's going to do it because I said she can't, and you can't doubt Owen. Look at that flex.
So good. Kristin with a wide open look at the green. Just a standstill chip shot. Her specialty.
Yep, pitches up here. With it's more than a pitch up. But with the Harpin, actually gets caught up. Ella with more of a hyzer sidearm line at it.
Comes in high, and she's going to have a little tricky putting scenario.
Man, Holyn in a great spot to throw this backhand hyzer.
She's so far down there.
Yeah, beautiful. Kristin from at least 50. Wow, that was in the whole way. Did she fist bump before it went in? Let's see it again.
Look how spinny this putt is.
Yeah. Do it. Raise the fist. Okay, she waited an appropriate amount of time, but that was sick.
You can tell when she starts getting that little wrist flick follow through that things are going to start dropping.
Mm-hmm. Putting the pressure on Ella. Ella looking for her first birdie of the round.
Oh, no.
Hits chains on the left. Dang, sometimes it's so hard just to get that first birdie to really get your round going. Holyn, though, with a turkey now.
It's not just a monkey on your back. It's like a full-sized silverback gorilla.
Owen with the birdie, just like I said she could.
kind of sad to watch Ella grab her disc and it's just like a string of gray bars.
String of gray.
Oh, we hate it.
Ella now 2 strokes back of Kristin, tied with Own with that birdie.
11's her hole.
Yeah, I have a good feeling. It's a par 3, 279 feet. OB sidewalk on the left that really only comes into play if you hit early right and ricochet. You want to throw something just dead straight. Forehand works, especially if you kind of want to fade out to the right on the top of the hill, but it usually leaves a longer putt. Typically you see more backhands here. You're just kind of trying to throw low and straight right at the base of this hill and hopefully get the ground play to skip up. You can definitely get an air shot there. You can flex something to the right side. You can do whatever you dream, you know?
Too hopeful, Geese. Oh, my! Speaking of hopeful, that is just lovely.
Yeah, it was a good kick. That looks like a buzz for Holyn. Gives it some great height and, man, catches some teeny little branches.
There we go.
It's a destroyer.
I know, but she got one online.
You're right.
It's going to be in the woods. There, we watched Ella make a crazy putt from there in round 1.
Yeah, we did.
See if Own can find the gap.
Ella gets a really fortunate kick. She definitely pulled that to the right. That was her Lux Link. Crazy to see. You don't see people going putter very often on this hole.
Kristin chipping up to the top of the hill. She lands it nice and softly. No rollaways to worry about here. Holyn going to have a similar shot.
This can be a touchy approach. It's nice to land. Wow, that was a good run. On the top of the hill so you don't get a roll.
Watching Holyn throw approaches, it's like, it looks like it's hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't look easy.
That looked like a run for sure. Yeah. Own with a little window here.
Just enough to get out and into the bullseye.
This is always a weird little putt. No problems for Holyn.
And no birdies on hole 11 for our lead card.
Were there very many on the day?
There were 11.
Yeah, sounds right.
About a quarter of the field. And only one more wooded hole before we have to go out into the open and into the wind.
Difficult wooded hole as well.
Just one last par 5. Kristin with a 2-stroke lead over Ella right now. And Own in that tie for second as well. Haley in the tie for 4th with Holyn Handley from the chase card.
And Ella trapped in the string of gray.
It's so sad. Hole 12, 609 feet. Your first shot is a forehand or a backhand turnover, something to push down this fairway, but you don't want to be either side, pinch short or deep, because your second shot is very difficult. Where your drive lands dictates how far you can attack down the fairway on your second shot. Ideally, somewhere just short of this hill is enough to get you an easy birdie. We've seen people get eagles here. It's there. It's in the cards.
Takes a hyper aggressive tee shot though.
It sure does.
Backhand flex usually.
Evelina pushing deep on the forehand, but that might just be the perfect amount.
Haley gonna go forehand as well here. Pulls it.
It was a very weird amount of wind kind of gusting up through this gap. Haley still trying to work her way around the corner.
Smooth recovery.
Yeah, I like that she didn't try to bite off too much. Probably going to go huge here.
Ooh, maybe too huge. Oh, it's good. Okay.
That is a great kick.
That big tree she landed next to, I think, is a good marker. Here next to that is a fairly simple approach.
Haley smiling, knowing that she really got away with one.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right.
It's fine.
The beast is being nice. Both of them know. Just a little chip shot up to the green, but Haley pulls. That's the third in a row that she pulls to the left. Evelina takes
Ooh,
more
yeah.
of a flexi line.
Love that.
Tester. I'm sorry.
Oh. Haley gonna be obstructed with an actual tester. Cans
Okay.
it.
Yeah, nice bogey save. Evelina. Another birdie.
Yeah, look at how clean her scorecard is through the middle stretch. Forehand is definitely the play if you have it. And Kristin has it. That is picture perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Another orbit rive. Holyn, her body language just says, I'm going to throw this to the moon.
It does.
I'm going to throw this harder than anyone has ever thrown anything.
It really does. Even on approaches, too. It's like, oh, God.
It's coming.
Watch out, basket.
3 really solid forehands. Kristin definitely positioned the best, it looks like.
Ooh, I love the low play.
Me too.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Both Own and Ella, though, going to be a little pinched. They still will have room to work, but they will not be in eagle territory.
Yeah, but again, you just need to get up to that kind of glowing white tree up there, or that big tree on the left, and it's pretty short.
Ella kicks early, but she can still birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin in eagle territory. She's going big.
I think you got to throw the backhand flex up there, though, to like really get up there.
Yeah, you're
or
right.
Or make a huge circle 2 putt.
Because once you cross that hill, it's still another, 80 feet?
Yeah, maybe 100. Holyn, deeper in the woods than I thought. Looked like a pretty aggressive pitch out, and she's not really rewarded for it.
Own's super pinched, but she takes that inside gap. That is so risky.
That's a huge drive, though, for Own.
It is.
And she's positioned really well now for the birdie. Holyn just trying to get maybe to the base or perhaps the top of the hill. Great shot. Ella still going forehand here. Looks like she's settling for par when she could attack for birdie from there, but I like that she kind of took some off.
She is playing a little conservative, though.
Mm-hmm.
Any time where she could take a risky shot, she's still just saying, no, I'm going to
The string of gray.
Extend the string.
Oh, and what a perfect approach shot from Kristin. She really, again, just textbook broke up this hole perfectly.
Look at Own with the little flexy backhand. That is so good.
Breaking up the hole only as Own could. Holyn probably, 120 maybe, tops from the pin.
What a nice little approach.
Yeah. Nose up, spinny guy.
Mm-hmm. Ella.
Yeah.
Love that.
Love the run. Holyn from a knee just outside the bullseye.
Doing
Saves the
work.
par.
Yeah, doing work for that par. Looks like they forgot to enter her score a little. So many grays.
Just blank.
Yeah, it's weird. We don't see that many pars in a row normally,
That's
you know?
true. Great birdies from Own and Kristin. It does kind of look like they forgot to enter her score.
Uh-huh.
Kristin's 7 down. That's bananas.
What a great day to shoot the hot round right now.
This is not a word I use lightly.
But
Hole 13 is a par 4, 555. There's a mandatory on the right. The drone flying a little left of where most women are going to throw. Usually you throw just to the left of the mandatory, fade out over here somewhere in this field on the left. Leaves kind of a few choices. You see a lot of just backhand, straight pushing shots that hyzer on the end. You could do a forehand though, or you could do more of an anhyzer. Again, just a lot of options. Depends on what you do on the tee shot. We've seen some huge drives here in the past that have left just little chip shots. We are throwing into a very stiff headwind. Or are we?
Or are we? Monster drive.
Huge. Orbit rive. Wait. Yep. Ooh. Oh, and catches the inside edge of that mando tree, but gets a fortunate kick. Really long birdie from there. It's going to be a huge full power shot, and I bet she'll probably land in circle 2. It's really hard to get there from there. Just kidding. She's going to birdie it. Holyn catches the inside tree. It's easy to do if you're worried about the mandatory or just have an early release. Oh.
Love this play.
Yeah. I feel like this used to be a bit more of a popular play, but hasn't been in recent years. But Ella gets way up there.
Holyn lined up to the gap really well. Do you think she's trying to get there?
She's going to throw this thing 600 feet.
She's got the tongue out.
I mean, she kind of always does, but again, the body language just says like, yes, I'm going to birdie this.
I'm going huge.
Is that in?
Stay in?
Give us a sign.
Yay.
Wow.
It's in.
Massive shot. Owen going forehand. Right where I said most people go backhand out to the right. Whoa.
Whoa.
Gets a skip straight up into the air. Weird. Kristin is actually more lined up for the forehand.
Ooh, and the wind really turning that disc a lot.
Yeah.
She'll be outside the circle with kind of a head crosswind putt for birdie.
This one and I would say, I guess the next 3 in a row are kind of the most exposed putting greens, make for some really difficult putts.
And 18.
Yeah, 18 as well. You're right.
We all know that, though.
It's a given. I just don't even think about 17 and 18 until you're there. So
Yeah, just try not
block
to
it out.
dread them.
Yeah.
Owns third, coming up on the deep side of the circle, which is great for putting.
Holyn's third after that huge second shot. That's what you want. Mm-hmm. Take the putting right out of it. Kristin for another birdie outside the circle. Strong bid.
Ella for a birdie look as well from just inside.
There she is. Get that silver back out of there.
Oh my gosh, look how relieved she looks.
Yeah, I think she just kind of melted a little bit. Owen hits band on her par attempt. Yeah, it's a good feeling when you've been close all day.
A really nice save from Holyn.
Yeah, I would love to know the distance on that second shot.
Mm-hmm. Especially into that headwind. That's just so crazy.
Ooh.
Pretty.
Man, so much green on Kristin's scorecard.
Hot round on moving day. We love to see it. Hole 14, 303 feet. Another little short hole, but this one with a ripping headwind. The distance sidearm, I think, is the most ideal play as far as open space goes, but you can flex a backhand as well. It's really difficult to do the perfect backhand shot, though, with this much wind. You almost have to flex something super overstable to eliminate the risk of turning your disc over and going out of bounds into that road on the right side that comes into play pretty quickly if you have too much height on your discs. Ella going to opt for the sidearm here. Probably something really overstable.
Yeah, Horizon Cloud Breaker. Really high and had a lot of turn on it. She's going to drop pretty early. Kristin going to try her hand at the sidearm as well with her Orbit Rive. That looks amazing.
Wow.
Catches the last tree.
A Rive is pretty overstable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially the Orbit.
Holyn's still opting for the backhand here.
Smooth.
So smooth.
Man, throw it farther. What are you doing?
I do like the low play. That was a little too low, but nice and safe.
with a little too much turn.
Yeah, that's kind of been her problem today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, flex game in the wind is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a great approach shot. Ella almost skips that thing in. Can you imagine? Gets her first birdie of the round and then just skips one in there for her second.
Oh, yay, we get a replay. Awesome. Ella's approach game looking really strong today because she has been rescuing some shots from some weird lies on her drives.
I feel like this is the first time we've gotten to see the whole gallery. Great to see everyone out here in less than ideal conditions. Own struggling in the wind here. She is inside the circle for a par. Whoa. Uncharacteristically wobbly.
But then look at did you see how the wind picked up right after her?
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, look at that flag just straight out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really difficult putting here. Own with a little bit better, more of a crosswind. Still sails it.
Goodness.
A little bit shorter coming back downhill.
I wish there was a stat for how many 3 putts there were on the screen today.
I don't want to see that.
I bet there was a lot though. Really?
Sure.
Don't you think?
It's just sad.
It is sad, but man, this green was crazy today. Mm-hmm. Just that perfect little slope.
Yeah, this is where I really felt it the most. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's because I just sailed mine over the top, just like we saw.
I bet you were not the only one.
Did you say were there any birdies?
Oh my gosh, there's only one.
Who?
Vanessa Van Dyken.
Nice one.
I cannot believe that.
I can. It was brutal
Wow,
out there.
I mean, I knew it was brutal, but that's really brutal. Brutal numbers. Nobody able to get the birdie on that one. Own, unfortunately, having to card 2 more bogey strokes.
And if you didn't watch round 1, you psychopaths, we took out an old hole 15, and this is old hole 16, now 15. It's a par 4, 609 feet. There is out of bounds parking lot on the left, out of bounds fence, and then sidewalk on the right. In the headwind, you really wanted to watch how much your disc, how much height it had and how much turn it had. You just want to put something out there and then, approach and then birdie. And it's really easy to do if the wind is down. But today, tough one.
Evelina's still just throwing as hard as she can, even with the headwind.
And you can see how much this disc is turning. I'm sure it's so stable. That's a great shot. Do you like right side or left side?
I like left side better, but it does extend the hole, so it makes the birdie harder. It's just throwing near that sidewalk is rough. Evelina does have the perfect game, though, because she's able to throw that distant second sidearm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like right side because it shortens it, but you're right, it's definitely more dangerous. What a great birdie. It takes some extra power, as you can see, just to get it that 600 feet in 2 shots. Those were 2 very powerful shots.
Yeah, with this wind, it's playing easily 100 feet longer.
Another horizon cloud breaker for Ella. You can see turning in the wind. That's a very stable disc. She's in a good spot.
Ella, like Evelina, has that forehand that she can use second, so the right side is fine.
Man, I guarantee you these are such stable discs. It's so crazy to see how much they're turning.
On a calm day, you would not see anyone landing on that right side.
At least not that far over there.
No.
Some people like it way over there. Here's more of what you would expect to see. Holyn with more of a pure hyzer shot. Gets way down there. That was her Z force. Own fading kind of towards the OB, but well safe, but very far for a birdie look.
Yep.
I'm sure it's just a par play.
Definitely.
That's a nice flexy forehand. Wow, great shot.
Yeah, some good distance. Holyn having to contend with these little baby trees that they've put in.
Oh, interesting. You usually see women throw more on the right side and hyzer in. Holyn trying to work the safe side, and that looked so perfect. Catches the very last tree.
Kristin going to use that powerful sidearm to approach the green.
Very similar to what Evelina just did.
Yep. It lines up perfectly.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Slightly better than Evelina. Such a good shot. Is she going to go to 8 down, bogey free right now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ella following suit. And she's going to find her way inside the circle as well.
Huh, weird. The flag's pretty still.
I know. That's really weird.
Owen with a final sidearm approach. Leaves it just a tick short. Holyn from 42 feet. Not the best effort there. Ella for her second birdie of the day. Oh, man.
That was mean.
I mean, it was low right, but it was a
Yeah.
mean little, yep. Owen in for par. Got a great putt for these windy conditions. Kristin moves to 8 down.
Jeez.
What was the best round?
And she was one.
In
This is
round
one of
one?
only 3 birdies on the day.
Yeah.
By the way, too.
Wow.
Allie Smith got the other one.
Nice.
What was the question?
What was the hot round of round 1? Was it 8 or 9?
Oh, I think it was 8.
Right. And Kristin's there in these conditions. Dang.
Yep. Owen shot an 8. Ella Hansen shot a 7. Kristin shot a 6. So
And Kristin's there. Although these last, 16 and 17 are pretty brutal. And 18 can be.
16, we had some funny conditions for this hole. It was kind of a right to left tail crosswind. This hole is hard even just in calm conditions though, because even if you throw a really perfect backhand right up the gut, this corner tree just is in the perfect position where it can knock you somewhere where you don't have any way to putt. A lot of layup second shots to maybe further out on the green, leaving yourself some work to do for your par. Forehand doesn't give you really any advantage here. I think just as far as you can get up the middle of this gap is the best you can do.
But it's a perfect win for this shot if you leave it wide enough. This is so risky though. Kristin going to be caught up in the trees. Going to be a green flag, but you can see how dense the foliage is on the right side. There's so many branches in the way. It's really difficult, and you got to kind of hang it out over the river to get there.
Ella looking to the sky as well.
That looks great. Swing in. Come on. Come on. No. And that is the danger of the shot because she never came back in.
Yeah, where does she
right
take
off the
it?
tee pad, basically.
My gosh.
I mean, what? She can maybe progress like 50 feet or something like that.
Oh man, where Holyn just landed is not great either.
Yeah.
This hole is so brutal if you get off the fairway.
Is there even a fairway?
No. Yeah. Yes, Owen's in it right now. But it doesn't really reward you that much.
Yeah,
maybe not.
That kind of last corner to the green maybe needs just a bit more clearing out to reward good approach shots.
Ella just re-tees.
And throws a really sick forehand.
That was so sick.
That's what I mean. I just would love to see that shot rewarded with a birdie putt.
Really nice approach from Owen. It's such a sharp angle, but that is what she's good at.
Fantastic. It's so hard to par this hole if you aren't very far through the tunnel like she was. And this looks pretty rough too for Holyn.
This is pretty typical. Most people gonna just chip their second shot up to like circle's edge.
Kristin trying to go up this left side here and just pitches out. You can see there's just not a lot over there.
She's probably not going to have an easy time to get to the green even now. Oh, okay. It's not as bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, not as bad. You
A little farther back, and yes. Ella throwing 4. Such a bummer that she got caught up on that little log.
That's such a good recovery shot, though.
Oh, totally.
I mean,
yeah. That's what I mean. I just
it's unreal.
wish she got down there because she threw it as perfect as you can do it, I think. Mm-hmm. Holyn's par bid comes up short.
Displayed as the most difficult hole of the day.
And Kristin cages that short one, and her first blemish on the scorecard is going to be a double.
Oh, wait, no, I lied. Not the most difficult hole of the day, just the only hole with no birdies.
Oh, okay. 17, the most difficult hole of the day?
Good guess. Mm-hmm. This averaged at 8.8 strokes over par.
Yeah. Again, love the idea of this hole. Probably just needs a little bit of tweaking.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, rough to see a couple doubles on their own with the only par on the card. Gonna take the box on the difficult hole.
The weird thing is there's not really a way to play safe.
Oh,
you know
no.
what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not, you can't like just be like, I'm going to play for par.
You could like maybe throw a putter halfway up, but even that, it's such a late gap.
Yeah.
It's not really safe.
No.
Here we go. Hardest hole of the day. 17 is a par 4, 530 feet. You can take a forehand or a backhand anhyzer this way. There's OB left and deep. You want to land somewhere near these two trees on the top of the hill. And then a forehand is the ideal play, kind of hanging it out over the water and trying to give yourself a putt. But honestly, par is so great here. You can see the OB wraps around the basket. It's on the right side. It's everywhere. It's your whole life. Welcome to 17. You see a lot of different tee shots. Like I said, I think the forehand is probably the ideal play if you have the power, but you see a lot of backhands up the middle as well. And whoa.
Oh.
Girl, you can jump. Dang. That was
man.
a super powerful forehand. Evelina will have a chance for a par save here. Haley's too high, but inbounds.
Haley just going to pitch up to the corner, not trying to bite anything else off. That's super smart because she knows she can get to the green from there. Evelina can get to the green from here.
So intimidating, though. This is kind of the common play with the forehand. There's kind of a bubble of inbounds here, though Evelina definitely is flirting with that OB on the right side.
Haley not quite going huge here either.
Yeah,
And
it's hard to make yourself hanging over the water.
it is. Although it's surprisingly calm here on 17's green.
It was like hot.
It was very hot.
For my card, this is where the sun came out and there's no wind at all, which is great. Oh, no. Oh, Haley in the water.
Yeah, you like almost start sweating here and then
Yeah.
you go to 18 and you just freeze.
I took
'cause-
my jacket off and then put it back on 18.
Yeah.
Haley, brutal double bogey there.
Looking like she just got a birdie.
It does look the same.
No disrespect. I love razzing Haley.
With a solid looking forehand.
Yep. Just enough distance.
Yeah, she probably wanted that to skip just a hair, but should be in a decent spot.
Holyn going to throw it to the moon.
Right?
That's great.
It's too far.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
Evelina's.
That got a huge forward skip.
Kristin just outside of that tree. And wow, swings around the corner. That's going to be in a great spot. Near those rocks, it looks like.
Wow.
Ella.
Oh, man.
Dang, that was a stable disc. Or maybe just a bit early. She's going to catch that tree. She's in pitch-up territory.
This is what we watched Haley King just try to do.
That's well done. It's weirdly easy to mess up this pitch-up. Like you concede, like, probably a par or a bogey, and then it's easy to lose focus.
Oh, and gonna probably keep this nice and low and with an overstable disc.
Yeah, she should find that bubble. Oh, she's right in the middle in circle 2. Great shot.
She's so good at just throwing exactly how far she can.
Totally.
Really well.
Holyn going backhand here. Definitely trying to save the par. Little low. But safe. What a phenomenal tee
Wow.
shot.
Is she going for it? She's
I would
she's
think
aimed
so.
up out over the OB.
Yeah, she is. Wow.
That's great.
Perfect angle.
A little bit of a death putt, but it's in Kristin range.
Yeah. birdie on 17 kind of feels like an eagle.
That's a flex.
Ella's third, similar distance as Kristin's. It's nice to have the wind down on this putting green, as we said, though a lot of these putts are straight at the water, and sometimes it's hard to make yourself give it the full run.
With this river, the wind is always in one of two directions, upriver or downriver, and it can be either really nice on 17 or really nice on 18.
Oh, own. Oh,
But
thought
you-
she was going to do it.
But you don't ever get both.
Kristin for another birdie. Wow.
Flexing.
Yeah, moves right back to that 7 down that she's been at for quite a while. Ella Tester here for par. And there's got to just be so much pressure with Kristin shredding. Just absolutely shredding. Bogey is probably the most typical score of the day, I would imagine.
Kristin was one of only 2 birdies on hole 17. Sarah Hokum got the other one.
Nice.
68% of the field with a bogey or worse.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy with the tailwind. That
yeah,
is crazy.
I mean, turns out it's still just really, really hard. Man, Kristin now, 5-stroke lead? Crazy.
From 6-stroke deficit to 5-stroke lead.
Yeah.
That's
11 for all of you that struggle with math like we do.
hole 18. The last one, 468. Most people going to throw something out into this grassy flat area on the left. You don't want to go too far left because there's out of bounds and a weird slope that make throwing across the pond on your second shot difficult. We had a right to left, pretty screaming wind, kind of tail on the drive. You want to land right on the hill in front of the basket, but you have to push that water in order to do that. If you land up top, you can skip, you can go out of bounds, or you can just leave yourself a really scary putt.
Evelina goes huge on this layup.
Huge.
Making it a much easier approach shot. Haley following suit.
The further you throw from this tee pad, the more open the landing zone gets. But Haley still finds herself on that little sloped, awkward footing area.
Yeah, I like that she goes standstill, kind of on that hill.
Nice touchy shot.
Yeah. Evelina, pretty much out driving it in the direction of the hole, but leaves it outside the circle on that.
Look at that flag. Mm-hmm. Wow, the wind is a different direction all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Swirly. Really nice birdie finish from Haley. Bounce back from that last double bogey.
Kristin going Grand Glory. Nice stable fairway. Skips up that hill a little bit. Gonna give her the kind of awkward footing. It's just so weird to run downhill towards the water and try to throw up and above it.
Or even just a standstill. It's just awkward. Mm-hmm. Own manages to keep it mostly down in the flat, just on the bottom of the hill.
Holyn very hyzered.
Very hyzer.
Nice
okay.
ground play.
I really am surprised to see Holyn not go for it.
I bet if it was calmer.
Yeah. Is Ella going?
Ella is lined up.
Yes.
This is the shot that we saw last year. Oh, man. This is exactly what happened at the last round last year. But, okay, hits the
safe.
ground. She sailed it long and makes the correction, I guess.
She didn't quite own it, but...
Yeah. And so a little bit less intimidating approach shot from over there, though. Oh, no. Is Own safe? I think she's out. She's going to have to take it from the short side.
I wonder, did she cross in?
We'll see. I don't think so.
Oh, man.
Kristin, with that sidearm, does the run up, and that is a very pretty looking shot.
Mm-hmm. A little on the deep side, just a scary putt, but she can just lay it for par if she wants. She's got options.
Own throwing 4 now, going standstill destroyer.
get there?
I think it's gonna get there and then some. Oh yeah. Yep. Ooh, really rough finishing hole here for Owen. Holyn looking for one more birdie. She had that really solid middle stretch. Just went bogey, bogey. Oop. She's going to sail OB2. Dang. You can just see that wind pushing that right to left on this approach shot. Ella needs to swing this wide and just make sure she doesn't skip into the OB left. Looks like that Lux Link that she's been throwing. She's great control over that thing, though it does go long.
Yeah, I got some.
But it was nice and straight is what I mean. Like the line was good. Holyn putting back at the water from, what, 50? Gives it a run.
I love that.
I mean, that was in the water all day if she didn't hit metal. No fear, man.
Oh, man.
Strong looking bid for the birdie.
More gray. Owen just laying up.
Dang, it's going to be a 7. Kristin for a birdie. Smart.
Valiant. She'll have to settle for 7 down.
Yeah. Rough day out here for her. No, really, though, that was... she made it look like it wasn't windy. Pretty amazing.
This whole average at a half stroke over par for the field.
Whew. Hey, we made it. Holyn with that rough triple, bogey, bogey, bogey finish. Owen with the triple bogey finish. Kristin Tattar, hot round of the day. She's 5 strokes ahead of Ella Hansen, Haley King, and Evelina Solonon, who we got to watch thanks to the chase card check-ins, moving their way onto the lead card in the final round. The cut line was at 24, and I looked it up. You had to average 947 golf just to make the cut.
Wow.
Yep, pretty cool.
Yep, everyone's getting good. They're getting real good. I love seeing that Ella shoots a +4 and still holds on to second place. That's how good she played the first 2 rounds.
Totally.
Now we return to Lake Waco, a totally different type of golf and probably totally different conditions than what we're playing today. Welcome to springtime in Texas. So please come hang out with us for the final round of the Waco Annual Charity Open. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.
Honk.